So it looks like we're live, but actually before time. So that went wrong already. So we're gonna see what's going to happen. So we're going to do a lot of beautiful things all about twin flame abundance. But the point is that I'm not used yet to this whole thing with live YouTube. And we're gonna get used to it. I'm going to learn it much better than I do today, and everything will be perfect at the end. In the end, and we can do it many times, and it will be just amazing. I'm quite sure. Oh, now it's time. So we're starting. Well, who knows if people are going to come in? I'm actually thinking that I have a problem here with my sound. So this must be better now. Right. So we are going to talk about twin flame abundance. And there's this whole thing, of course, about what on earth even is that? Because it seems to be an invention from me, Petra. Oh, Petra invented something again. And that's true. I have sort of come up with this term because it combines the depth of feeling your energy flow, which makes you very rich and wealthy when you experience it. And to combine that this exists in your life when you are connected correctly to your energy system and your energy system to the divine. And then that will be amplified times millions by being together with your true twin flame, whom you're actually in relationship in the full stream of the divine that comes to you, which will also mean that you can connect with your full abundance in your energy, and that will also manifest the fullness of your life how it's meant to be, first in your inner life, then in your energy, then in goods that come to you, in building your mission, in being together with your twin flame, and building your family, and so many things that you desire. So twin flames are actually the very beginning of this life that is filled with the richness and the wealth and the energetic flow of what life truly is about for you. And twin flames are the beginning of that. Twin flames are the exponential factor in that so that you become aligned with your entire divine energy, your divine manifestation. Twin flames are the beginning of living that in your life with a true physical result. Twin flames are when you start living on that ascended level that we're talking about. And twin flame union, and actually we're talking about harmonious twin flame union, the state of consciousness or state of being, is the beginning of for you making that come true. And that's where we want to go. And when you're there, you start to heal much more. And you start to heal into this physical life as an expression of your purified energy. And that is that life that you've always desired. That is that life on the ascended level. You're supposed to live there. It's what we're all destined to. Everyone is a twin flame. It just means that the spirit parts that belong to you on the deeper level of being human will in your life also live in an intimate relationship with each other. And that takes place in energy, and that means also in the physical eventually. So that's what that means. It's for everyone, but it does work different than what you were used to, or how you were growing up, or how you were raised, or how you were educated to live your life, and how to think and how to feel, or rather often not feel, because that's the whole point often, of the big one of the big differences between that old idea and where you're going to live in this ascended state as twin flames, in that place where your full energy is going to be transformed through you and comes in the world. It's different there. So there's an art to it. You might say, I'm just going to do relationship, but it's different on that plane. You might say, I'm just going to do my mission business, or my business, or whatever it is that I'm going to do for my work. I'm just going to make money. But it will be different when you're living there. It's from a different place inside of you. And that is crucial. And that's why I'm here. That's why I'm a teacher. That's why we talk about twin flame abundance as a new terminology that stands for something else than you're used to. But it is actually the ultimate expression of what you truly are. So don't be mistaken about that. So this is what I call twin flame abundance. It's also called like that because it's an overflow of being filled from the divine love that twin flame love is, and encountering what your mission is there, and then filling yourself up with that more and more and more, even until the degree that your cup flows over to other people and you start to share it. Abundance. It's a twin flame abundance. It's the abundance that is already present here and now. When you connect with the harmonious twin flame union state of being, go live there, feel your mission out, be with your heart open there, start to flow. That is where the twin flame abundance is. You can feel it in your heart, and then it will flow over in your energy body and in your body and in your physical world as well. It will flow to other people's worlds, and you can have genuine relationships with them that really exchange value. So I did see that we get people here, which is very good. Um, you can type in the chat, and that is totally cool. That is really the idea. Later on, we're also going to more explicitly go to your questions, and I will try to answer them. So if you have questions all the time, whenever you have them, try to type them in, and we're going to see if that is going to work out. So this is going to be extra fun because I'm just also getting attuned to how this live stuff, the world of Facebook Lives, YouTube Lives, obviously, how that works. And that's another art that I will be learning through doing. So, but yeah. So we do have one remark, and it says fee reading naked fall. And I don't know what that means. So I'm not sure if you're trolling me or whatever this is. And otherwise, type it in again, but then more understandable. Yay, we do have 3 viewers. Well, who knows, it's going to grow. To start us off further, I have just talked a little bit about what the heck is twin flame abundance, because this is the live that is about twin flame abundance. It's a special event that I would like to do sometime in the future, sometimes too. And to research further what twin flame abundance is, let's look into a card deck, because I love having some fun with oracle cards. By the way, I'm just assuming that you can hear me all right, right? Maybe you can just Let me know in the comments if you hear me all right. That would be really, really helpful. And meanwhile, I'm just going to shuffle this very fun vampire deck from Lucy Cavendish. I bought it this fall for the Halloween time. And we're just going to see what Divine Mother, with whom I co create, wants to say about Twin Flame Abundance. Oh! I haven't even had this card before. And here it is. Love conquers all. I need to translate that because it's a Dutch card. Being loyal, eternal love, being closely in relationship and connection. Card 24 with wolves on it. Very nice. And yeah, I mean, that says it all, right? What's twin flame abundance? Love conquers all. Being loyal, eternal love, being connected and in relationship. And I'm seeing this card also. Oh, old, it says. Egyptian, ancestors, magical, I need to translate this on the fly, magical inheritance. That's true. That's what I stand for personally. I stand for the inherited, timeless, eternal magic of the magician's school. This is a school that is present in the ethers, let's say in the field of divine energy that is right here when you tap into it. And I represent that school, and I'm also the dean of the school, which means the headmaster. And that is like an ancient tradition of being here that is passed on from generation to generation. And we're talking now about generations of people that you might call magicians. They are actually people that are very attuned to the divine dimension of life. And however you want to call them, because I now use certain words, but you might also want to use other words. And I feel at home in very many vocabularies and very many ways of speaking about these things. So don't be mistaken about that. When I say magicians, I mean people that are very much attuned to the divine attunement of life and that can teach you what that state of being really is. Well, and it is all about being in twin flame abundance. But that is at the same time the newest layer of what that can be, because being with your twin flame in harmonious union is, in a sense, fairly recent of an achievement in the leading edge of where creation is going and flowing. And this girl on the card, again, of this old Egyptian ancestral wisdom being passed on through time, of the school, is actually portrayed with skulls of pharaohs, but also of crocodiles or alligators, whatever they are. And I don't know, that just gives me a certain vibe. I think I'm also thinking about the vibe of being in connection with your reptilian brain, actually. That's one way of tuning into that symbol, which is the backside of your brain and the lowest part closest to your brain stem that connects to the nervous system that goes through your entire body. And it's, of course, connected to very primal emotions such as anger and fear and survival. And it is connected to, well, this very primal instinctual feeling. And when we connect that one to the divine, that's where the magic happens, so to speak. Sorry for this um, this expression that is a little bit stuffy. Where the magic happens, Petra, come on. So that's when your divine nature can be expressed in life, in actual normal stuff, such as shopping with soul money that you got into the bank because you have this beautiful wisdom business through which you help people. living together with your true twin flame in a beautiful house that you've sought out together, that actually the divine pointed out to you that this is your house and it just has everything that you ever wanted in a house. Well, normal daily life things like that will start to happen from that. And I do say normal daily life things because twin flames are supposed to be a normal daily life thing. They are supposed to be a grounded thing on the earth. The earth is your place right now. That's why you're here together with me on YouTube. Here, this is where we connect. The earth is not some planet where you don't want to be and you want to escape it. The earth is the place where you can experience heaven when you're in the right attunement. And all these beautiful places are here when you are attuned to that beautiful source where it comes from. And then it will manifest in the world. So that's what manifestation is. And that's what we're here to do. That's how we're supposed to live. And it's actually very normal, it's very grounded. Julia, I've heard a lot from you. Thank you for your truth. Sorry that I have trouble reading you. This is all still, I'm still attuning to how YouTube lives work. And there is this heart in the way of the word thank you. And I can't get the heart away, which is always a good sign that there is a heart in your in the way of reading your comment. And that's not so bad. Thank you for your truths, which resonates with me. Well, Julia, I'm very happy that you're here. Very welcome. Very grateful that there are people that resonate with what I'm bringing. I mean, that's what I'm here supposed to do. I'm supposed to connect with people. If there's no connection, there's no reason for me to be here. And I will, in fact, start to go somewhere else. I mean, we're here to have a relationship. So I'm very happy about that, Julia. And I'm happy that you learned a lot from my videos. Well, that's great. I hope always to be educational too. I mean, I think that making videos can be fun. It can be enlightening for you. But I also could like throw like truths over your head, but I always hope to be actually educational so that you're more like sinking into a feeling of like, oh, I got another way of seeing it now and I can execute something myself now. I hope that I bring that across. That's what I would want. I want to empower you to get a grasp on what we're talking about and give you ideas that really work. So the Dragon Fae want to come forward and they're also going to do their saying here. I think this one. Queen Una, I hope I say that right. A brilliant solution is on its way. Okay. So I know that you're watching and wanting brilliant solutions for your twin flame issues. Most people that are watching at this point, they have trouble with relating to their true twin flame in one way or another. Very many people have a third party situation. Very many people have not a harmonious union attunement in their heart yet. Very many people have trouble selecting what is true and what is not in all this chaotic stuff about twin flame that is online and stuff. Very many people still are in the course of finding out how they can do their own inner work as twin flame to move their journey along further to the direction that you want, which is to the harmonious union state of consciousness. And I think we're all learning together here. I'm also learning. I'm learning how to be your teacher. That's what it comes down to. And we all want to have a brilliant solution. And this Dragon Fae, which is, they are energetic beings that exist on the earth in nature, and you can beneficially co-create with them to be helped. So she wants to help us find this brilliant solution. And I'm going to look in the booklet a little bit. There's always a lot of beautiful stories in this booklet. I'm not going to read that now, also because I need to translate it on the fly. But she is very physical and mentally divine, unbelievably beautiful, but also very practical. She is a dragon fae queen. There is a practical solution for what at this moment seemingly looks a problem that you cannot solve. When you would execute this solution, it will give fantastic results. Look at how you can follow guidance of the universe to a T and still also additionally to that be very innovative and smart in your own way of doing things. Put your needs on the first place and don't be a victim in this situation. There is a way out. And when you use your common sense, it will mean that you will find your way. Right. We're just asked to use common sense. And that's a thing that I also would like to bring across with Twin Flames because it is fully and deeply spiritual. And every phenomenon in the invisible world can be felt with it and through it. And the whole world of invisible phenomena opens. But the point with Twin Flame is you would want to, at least to reach twin flame abundance, what this life is about, which is the synthesis of my entire work, twin flame abundance. When you want to reach that, you actually want to connect through this whole invisible world of all these things and connections and ideas and feelings and visions and whatnot. And you want to connect all the way through that world and aim at connecting into the divine, which is only one space. It's one goal, one space, one end result. And when you're anchored there, what happens is you're actually going to be, over the transformational time that you spend, very grounded, very on earth, very much on earth, very common sense, very, within this, with everything intact of like the twin flame and the depth of that divine connection and your sensitivity to all these invisible knowledge places that can be your ally and your support as an extra, but not the thing itself, because the thing itself is connecting with the divine directly and having all the results manifested as a result of that. And the rest is extra, it's just a support. And you will see that you can actually connect with common sense there. I would argue that common sense is born there. This is the first place where it even exists. This is the place where you will be sobered up from everything, because now you can oversee, well, the whole journey that you've now completed. I'm talking about being in harmonious union. You can oversee that whole journey and you've arrived. And now you can see all these other people that are so-called so much common sensey people, but they're actually drunk on their own delusions, because you're not connected and anchored in to the divine, which is where you will ultimately feel grounded on the earth as well. So you're not deluded anymore. Queen Unach. I don't know. Okay, I put the booklet away, but now I'm going to pick it up again because I just need to see a little bit more. Seek solutions by brainstorming and becoming really creative. Think about the different talents that you have. Think about, I don't understand this sentence. Don't have the feeling that because you are a sensitive, kind, and beautiful person, you cannot give everything that you have and more. You can be, you can defeat your so-called adversaries, I don't know, enemies. You can beat them with your integrity. I love that. Okay, that was it. You beat them with your integrity. And then you will see that they don't even exist because they're just part of the piece that you have in your integrity, and they're just these elements over there as well, which is okay. So, gotta love that, right? So we had some oracle cards, and my idea for this live was actually that we were going to go through some things. And one of those things is a union meditation. And I do think that we're there now after the love conquers all. And of course, the old ancestors and magical inheritance and Queen Una, a brilliant solution, is on its way. So let's see if we can have a little union meditation. And that means that I'm just going to tune in. I'm just going to meditate with you, for you. You can close your eyes and sit at a quiet place for a few moments, a couple of minutes. And we're just going to see what wants to be felt and what the divine will whisper in my ear to give you a guided meditation experience. So, union, says Divine Mother, is something in God, and your body is fully part of that. You are fully part of that. Everything in and around you is part of that already, right now. Whether you want that or not, or like that or not, so when you close your eyes and sit here with me for a moment, you sit here in your body and you sit here with your energy body because that's naturally in and around you. Your physical body is inside of it. And you exist on the earth, very physical. And that's good. And you can allow to let yourself exist by breathing a little deeper, consciously, because this breath really makes you aware of that you are here. Because this breath, when you become aware of it, is a beautiful rhythm that you can keep on being aware of. and it is touching you from the inside out. Right now, you're touched by the breath, whether you like it or not. So feel how the breath touches you on the inside of your body and how your body mildly moves from it and mildly flows with that movement. Just by sitting still and being aware of the breath. And then also becoming aware that you are the one being aware of the breath. You're not the body, you're not the energy body, you're not the breath. You are the one that is aware of the breath. And in this sitting, while being aware of the breath, you slowly become more aware of all the subtleties of this moment, the subtleties in your body, the subtleties in your energy, the subtle movement of the breath, and everything becomes really subtle. Maybe there are patches that you can sense in your energy field that are very much present and aware and warm, and other patches that are cold and closed off and not present. And this is how your whole being here is woven together. Places that are more open and places that are less open. And you're breathing through that, accepting that, whatever it is. And then again, being aware that you are the one that is aware of this all. And the subtleties of the feelings in your body and the energy in your energy body and the coldness and the warmth and the patches that are connected or unconnected that you can sense through sensing and through breathing and through being connected to the one that is actually aware, that is awareness itself. In that whole woven fabric that you are aware of, there is an even more subtle, all penetrating, like a mist, like steam, like a cloud layer inside of that right now. More subtle than all the things that I named and that you may have sensed. More subtle than that. And it's in your ears and in your head and in your brain, in your energy body, in your chest, in your belly, in your legs, in your feet, under your feet, around your hands. It's everywhere. It's around you. It's inside of your intestines. And this all permeating, very subtle mist of life is laid here as the foundational element by the divine. And you, with your body and your energy body and your bones and your flesh and your thoughts and your feelings and your breath, and your awareness and your being the aware one. Everything is taken into this cloud of the very subtle mist of life of the divine that is present right now. You're taken into it. It surrounds you, it's inside of you. It's just more subtle than anything that you thought you were, that you could point out, more subtle than anything that you can point out. That's where you are one with the divine. And it's present here now. This is not a fantasy. It's supposed to be something that you can feel and sense right now. But let's be aware of our breath again a little bit together, because that's so concrete. We are becoming more aware of this subtle layer of the divine. But the breath is still here as a rhythm, and you can sense it. That grounds you every time. It moves you from the inside out. Meanwhile, you're still completely with your body and your energy body and your breath and your awareness and your being the aware person, completely immersed in the incredibly subtle building block of the divine, which is this mist of incredibly subtle particles that you're taken in. And this mist that you are surrounded by and taken in by and embraced by and permeated by, this mist is actually light. This is the light that you are. And it's here, just like your physical body is being present now. It's here. And it's safe to anchor into this light. So if you feel it in your heart, you may want to decide to anchor there right now. Let's anchor in the light. Let's choose to connect in. Let's choose to join the light. Let's choose to live there. That's the layer of life that I truly am. That's the layer of life that I'm choosing right now. I make a new choice. Now I live there. And feel if something changes in how you're sitting and how your body feels and how your breath moves. Maybe your choice has indeed changed you. And let's allow that change to move through everything that we are, everything that we sense we are, and everything that we have no idea about that we are. And let's allow that change to occur, whatever it is. Choose to accept it. Maybe you feel as though you're falling, or you feel as though you're traveling, or you feel as though emotions come up and move through you, feelings come up and want to leave you now. Say yes to that, whatever it is. Maybe you feel as though there is a deeper relaxation, allow it. And we're still going deeper because now we're anchored in this light of the divine. What appears is the space of the heart. It starts to grow from your physical heart out, and the heart expands and gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and it envelops your entire body. And you become aware of the fact that you've entered another space, the heart space. Now you live in the heart. And feel for a moment how that feels to you right here. How does it feel to sit here in the heart space? Maybe you don't have words for it, and that's okay. Just be together with me in the heart space. And maybe you can sense how your nervous system reacts to this space. Just be aware of that. Is there extra traveling of information through your nervous system? Is there an extra rest, an extra peace, an inner peace that comes over you that moves through your nervous system? Whatever it is, be aware of it. To then also allow the feeling and the taste of this heart space and the essence of it to influence this central place in our nervous system that is the reptilian brain, the lowest point at the backside of your brain, backside of your skull. First, bigger lobe of brain that comes into play after the nervous system has entered the brain stem to come inside of the skull. This place that is full of anger and fear and anxiety and primal emotions. And now the heart has connected there. So maybe something changes. And another thing that can change is how your eyes are feeling from that change. So maybe you want to just keep on closing your eyes, which is fine. Or if you feel safe about that, just open your eyes a tiny little bit to check how they feel, but just do that very, very, very gently and slow. And don't start focusing on the outside world. Just let them bathe into their sockets mildly. And let the eyes connect to that nervous system that has changed because of being in the heart space. Let the eyes rest in their sockets. Let the eyes drink in this new nectar of the heart. It is with our physical eyes that we judge all the time. And it is also with our physical eyes that we can start to be loving if we're in this changed space. Just feel if the eyes are soft or if they're hard. All answers are okay, but it's just good to feel what's going on. The eyes can change. Your perception can change. Your perception of the world can change. And if you've still closed your eyes, then just feel the softness in the eyes when you had opened them to see how things would be like. Then you might want to close them again to feel how it is to be closed again and be in your inner world, more in your inner world, and give the eyes another break in which they can marinate deeper in the heart space. And to let the eyes relax even more, we're going to give them over to the divine itself. Let's give the eyes the place of judgment to the subtle energy, to the light. Let's just completely give them over. Place them in the hands of the divine. Your eyes are surrendered when you choose so. To then take a little deeper breath, to feel more again that you're sitting here with me in your body, and feel that the breath is still moving you on the inside. You're still on the earth, sitting on your couch or your chair, while being in the heart space. This can all happen at the same time. That's life. That's how life goes. And feel for a moment who you are sitting here with on your chair, on your couch, on your bed, wherever you're sitting. Feel who you are sitting with. Who is together with you in this space? Is there someone close to you or next to you? And to make that more concrete, let's feel our bum with which we're sitting. Let's feel our upper legs. Let's feel our knees. Let's make a feeling connection with our lower legs. Let's make a feeling connection with our feet. And also open the feet in the soles of the feet and allow for a stream of energy to flow into the earth so that everything that you no longer need, energy that is now superfluous, can go inside the floor and inside the ground, inside the earth. And now feel the entire legs and the entire feet. Feel yourself sitting on the couch or bed or chair. And breathe a little deeper. So now you're more connected to sitting. And keep on being the awareness of the breath while sitting. And feel if there's someone sitting with you. Just feel. Is there someone here that is also sitting with you here in this heart space? And feel how that feels to be together with that someone. You're never alone in the heart. You're together. And that's how you're supposed to be. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to change anything. You're just sitting here, not alone, together, feeling wise together. And that's good. Open the heart to the one you're sitting with and take it in. And let that feeling of loving who you're sitting with open you up, become a beautiful bubble of love that grows outside of your body, grows bigger and bigger, grows bigger outside of your body, also envelops the other person and becomes a light bubble you're sitting in. And this is where you're home. You might want to take a little deeper breath and enjoy for a moment being together. Home. You've gone home. And whatever changes in your energy or temperature are being sensed in the body or in the energy body, just allow it to happen. But you're just sitting here, taking in this moment of togetherness. Breathing and being. Enjoying this beautiful moment of shared love. And allow for everything that wants to change in your energy, in your body. And feel the breath inside of you, which is so concrete and such a beautiful rhythm. And enjoy the moment. This is what being together is with the true twin flame when you're home. To then very slowly start to very, very slowly open your eyes again and come back in our shared space here. While leaving the eyes soft and allowing for all the changes that might still be happening to still occur. And just become aware again that we were actually in a YouTube live, feeling ourselves out. Yeah. So I'm happy that you're still here. Beautiful. How do you feel? Let me know for a moment in the chat. That would be very helpful. Take a deep breath. That's helpful to you. And what would help me at this moment very much is if you would like to say anything in the chat so that I know that you're still here. I saw a heart flying. Thank you for pressing the heart button because now I know that we're still here. Everything is still working. Because I have to admit that on my screen, it looks as though I am my own image is frozen in the what's it called? In the meditation. So that's funny. I think I'm just forever meditating. So that doesn't look very well. But it says excellent connection. So if we are excellent in having a connection right now, I'm very happy about that. So, did you guys have experiences? Do you want to say something about that? I felt very good about it. I felt like a deeper sinking into the heart. And that was just such a good feeling. And I felt the being together with a true twin flame. This is sometimes how we can just go deeper in the heart for a moment. And when you would do inner work, twin flame inner work, we actually do with the key tool. And I share how that is done in our Facebook community. And the link to that, you would be very welcome, is in the description box. This key tool actually accomplishes the same. You're just going to your inner heart space. But then you do it yourself without meditating, or you could see that tool of 4 steps as a meditation because something happens inside of you. And when you move through those 4 steps at the end, you are actually at this space if all went well and you did it right. You see? So that's what the twin flame inner work is. You turn everything so called inside out. And you can sometimes do it in such a meditation together with me, but you can also do it yourself with a 4 step inner work tool for twin flames called Key that I share a lot about in our Facebook group. And that just works. This is another space we're going to live in twin flame abundance. It's another space of life. In very many regards, it's upside down. And that is why we some sort of turn ourselves inside out in such a meditation. And that is why in the key tool for inner work for twin flames, you go through 4 steps so that at the end, you have turned something around. And you're now upside down in your own issue that you started this key exercise with in step 1, and now you're upside down. So that's why that is so. This is an upside down world where it is actually right side up with everything intact and your original design as twin flame intact and present. So that's the space you want to live. That's the sobered up space. But relative to the space that you were used to, or that the space of how you grew up and stuff, or that you were believing in before you entered the meditation, before you entered the twin flame inner work with the key tool, that reality is actually turned upside down. And where we're now is the normal. So you want to turn right side up all the time, right side up all the time, right? So, like, the meditation was about right side up, like subtle energy of the divine side up, inner heart side up, reality of being created as a twin flame and being together there side up. That's how that goes. Julia, I find that to be the only place that makes sense to me at this point in my journey, that was so subtle but profound, and that alone can take you so far. I think that's the only place. I think the heart. That what you meant? Where we just went right now together? So far from where I can, from the yearning and pain, or so far from where I came, from the yearning and pain. Yeah, that space in the heart. When you truly tune into it, and also when you truly do the key tool and are through the 4 steps, then you can feel so different. You've sort of forgotten all this pain and misery. It's just so far away. It's like, where was it? I somehow have this vague memory that there was a pain and there was suffering and I didn't like it. But where is it now? It's so far away from that. While maybe you're only 5 minutes further or whatever was it, it's not far away in very many respects, yet it is so far away because now you've transformed something. And that's what it is about. Yes, says Julia. Yes. Someone clicked 100%. That's also apparently a emoticon that you can press. Well, great. I can't see the options that you can choose from in clicking here on my side, but I saw it flying. It works. So this is great. Yeah. So for very many people, this can be a very strange place to then say, okay, but we can actually start living here and even start to have money here, and people can be shocked, like, you must be kidding me, I'm not going to deal with money here, am I? That is like the most unholy proposal I have ever heard while I'm in this beautiful heart space. But that's not true, and that's why I invented the idea of soul money, which is connected here. Because why would there be anything that would be valuable and useful that would be excluded in this space? The sobered up space, the transformed place, the heart place, the place where you are at home. Why would there be anything that would be necessary and handy and valuable be excluded here? I don't think so. This is really the place where you feel value, where your value lies. This is where the value of being in twin flame abundance is to be unearthed, is to be found. This is where the value of the divine lives, finds its home. So that is the place where anything you would like to use as a symbol for exchanging energy, building up value so that you can build a beautiful life with your true twin flame would be very valid. So if we use money here as that tool, as that symbol for this value and the building a life out of that with my true twin flame, then that is very much okay. So that's what I would mean with soul money. And that's why I want to even invite you all to our Energy is Money game, which is a 5-day social media challenge. And it starts upcoming Monday. You would be very welcome. I still have 14 places to give. And you can now subscribe. And I do have a link for that. That is right below this video. First thing in the description box. And you leave your name and email address there. And then you're in. And I lead you through mails through a fantastic 5 days and some more, in which you can re-establish a connection with feeling what money is for you, and a little bit of entrepreneurship, and a little bit of daily life, and a little bit of energy work, all of that. And I could take you through these 5 days if you want to. And you would, again, just be very welcome. I still have 14 places to give. There will be Facebook Lives. There will be daily exercises that you can download. There will be a Facebook group for connecting with other fellow participants. There will be webinars, all there for you. So please come and join. I'm just wanting to give that to you, to connect with such a practical daily life ideas such as money from within such a space where we're now. Yeah. Is that impossible? Well, the least you can do is research if that is possible. And that's what I want for you. And I got the angel cards because I do also co-create with the 72 angels of the divine, which are divine energies that can come to you specifically to help you. They're quite intelligent beings. And they wanted to help me in my twin flame abundance mission, because that's my mission, to bring you to the twin flame abundance. Thank you, Divine Mother, for sending us this angel. Angel 65. I'm going to look how I need to pronounce it. It's like she is actually swimming in this heart space. A very subtle light energy or water. 65. God, the source of wisdom. Damebe. Choir angels. That sounds funny, but there are also other choirs that don't sound like angels. Wisdom and diplomacy. Protection against bankruptcy. Well, good idea. Love that. Talking about soul money. You see, the angels are also about that, so that's not a weird topic at all. Luck when traveling, maritime trade and fishing, activities related to water. I always feel that water is about your feelings, the feelings of the heart, which is beautiful. Purity, sweetness, and goodness, altruism and generosity, dedication and unconditional love, success in business, useful to the community. Well, what did we just talk about? I feel that when you are connected to this heart space of the deeper heart of the true twin flame abundance, that is the place where you can do business. Business starts there. That's how I always felt about it. Not all these other people that are just like, I don't know, boasting about their business success and whatnot. And I was always like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, you're not even connected yet. You're not even connected to yourself yet. You're not even connected yet to the divine. But I was also dumb, in the past. I thought to have success, I needed to like sort of lower myself to stoop to their level, something like that. And I did that too. It was so confusing as long ago. Everything was very confusing until I came to that twin flame abundance level of life. And I'm I stopped being confused. But there we go. Success in business useful to the community. And why not be useful to the community and being allowed to structure that so that you can manage that energy that it is about? And that's what business means. It means being capable of self structuring so that you can manage the energy that is going around. Very useful, very good, very valuable. And it will reduce the chaos. And then we can be in clarity together. That's just what that means. That's what business is. Business means relationship. Emotions and feelings, resolution of compromised situations. I love that because Queen Una, well, something like that, she also wanted us to find new solutions. Beautiful, amazing, brilliant. That's what she said. Solutions. So there we go. Thank you, angels, for bringing us this angel connection. So may she work with you. Uh, are we? Okay, so we're also getting a card from the Master Magician. And he speaks in another kind of symbolic language. And that is the Mayan traditional language, galactic language of light, it is called in the card deck that I'm working with to get messages from the master magician. Manifestation. This is not a traditional Mayan symbol. It's a number, number 10, manifestation. That's amazing. That means that what we longed for, what we wanted, what we initiated as our desire, that we're here for, what we're connecting over, twin flame abundance, is manifesting. That means it's here, it's present, it's come true, it's in the now, it's fully here, it has arrived, you're in it, you are it. Manifestation. We're getting another one. Huh. Very green. Very, I don't know, it looks like a little bit like a creature. I'm going to look in the book for this for a moment. So I do work with the master magician too on the spiritual plane, and he supports me having actually my own symbolic structure and language and energy language, which he endorses as the new symbolic language for twin flame abundance. But we're now looking into a more traditional symbolic language of the master magician himself. Key me, death, surrender, release, death, transmutation, forgiveness, humility, revelation. Always when we go to a new place, such as the heart, that means the death of what you believed before. It means the death of your illusions that you had before, your fantasies about life. It means the death of what you are not, which the twin flame abundance journey is very much about always. It's about letting go of what you are not. And that's what just all the time is happening. That's what it is, basically. It's letting go of what you're not, what you were never, and seeing that you were never that and that it never happened. And resorting to the fact that you are part of the divine, taking back your role inside of that, in the knowing that you're not separate. Malachite, jade, emerald, moss agate. This is all green stones. Well, green stones. Shadow wisdom, feeling the need to be in control, fear of death, depression, struggle, and resistance. Well, that's interesting indeed, like psychologically seen. When you want to be in control, controlling other people, controlling your life instead of surrendering your life and being in relationship, then you are afraid of death. You do as if you can avert death by controlling, which is all, that's all one big illusion. That's a big illusion. You avert death by dying. That's how you not avert death, but lose death. You lose death by dying in the now for what you're not. And then you also don't need to be in control anymore. Surrender to the pattern of perfection. Listen to the part of you that is calling for death and transformation. Receive its wisdom. Serenity. I release. I let go. I surrender. I forgive. In receiving Kimi, you are being asked to release and surrender. Surrender is the opposite of giving up. It is freeing yourself from the desire to be in control, letting go of how you think things should be. Surrender is freedom. You are being invited to release yourself from the bondage of preconceived action, to let everything be all right as it is, so that you can live a more inspired life in the moment. You are being asked to take action in the process of surrender and release. You are requested to die a symbolic death, to surrender your limiting beliefs. Symbolic death unveils the self by cutting away the outgrown parts of yourself that no longer serve you. In such death, ego structures fall away to reveal the garden of the true self. Look for new ways of being, new people, new ideas, and new directions that will move into the vacuum created through surrender and release. Like yeast, surrender enlivens and empowers you to experience more of life's fullness. Kimi brings humility either by helping you to humbly embrace the process of surrender and release, or by forcing you to your knees. Experience the balm of forgiveness that is intrinsic to the sacred realm of death. Holding on to past patterns and grievances only limits the possibilities. Forgive yourself. Forgive others. Let go. Surrender whatever limits you. Face whatever you are resisting. In the experience of any loss, it is never too late to complete. Through your willingness to walk in the dark forest, insights and revelations will naturally emerge. If you find yourself disturbed by or denying any painful processes, be willing to look at how you might embrace death. Death is a natural part of transformation. Sometimes we are brought to experience symbolic death, such as loss, divorce, illness, or separation from others. As you embrace these seemingly dark or difficult experiences, they will release you from attachments and expectations, clearing you to more fully receive the light. And didn't we just do that in the little meditation? If you find yourself in a dark corner of depression or despair, Key Me offers you a lifeline, a way through. Allow your burdens to be lifted into the sweet release and forgiveness of Kimi. Don't give up. Look inside. The divine is there for you. Also, there is always someone, somewhere, who can help you if you reach out. Call a friend, a loved one, a therapist. Know that as you risk, you are comforted and supported in love's unconditional embrace. Another shadow of Kimi can be seen as the desire to be in control, which at the deepest level represents the fear of death. This fear may be expressed as an imbalance in your physical, mental, or emotional well being, or as an exaggerated focus on the body, health, money, or addictive activities. Look at the consequences and possibilities that would be presented by your symbolic death. The transformation offered in Ki Me is found in surrender, release, and forgiveness. Through awareness and clear intention, old patterns can magically shift, offering you a loving hand that shows a new way. Wow. And isn't this all about twin flame abundance? It will be born when you die from the ego. It will be born when you die from your patterns. It will be born when you die from your disconnectedness. And sometimes we feel very disconnected with ourselves or with our body and we want to repair that. Or we feel disconnected from other people and we want to feel closer, more social. But there is a deeper disconnectedness that outstretches all these areas. And it is actually first to repair. And that is the disconnection inside, the disconnection to your core, the disconnection to your soul, the disconnection to the source that feeds your soul. That is God. And when you can repair that, when you can go deeper there, when you can place your anchor there, when that becomes the place where you're living outside of, then you've changed and transformed what is necessary for you to transform, to feel connected everywhere. Because now you are connected. And when you are connected, you can go to all kinds of places, but you are connected. The magical child. I am Ki Me, embodied in the gardenia's fragrant grace. Sense the liberating sweetness of surrender. In this surrender, I offer death to your self imposed boundaries as naturally as a molting snake sheds its constricting limitations. In this surrender, die to old patterns and old belief systems that no longer serve the perfection of your becoming. In this surrender, my hungry soil consumes all that is not needed on your journey, all that does not reveal the fullest expression of your divinity. In this surrender, let my charged ethers burn off your dross in the fire of alchemical transmutation that creates a more resplendently refined condition of your spirit. In this surrender, ever more unified with the light, I offer the velvet soft enclave of release and the natural balm of forgiveness within the sacred realm of death and transformation. In this surrender, find lyrical melding as an instrument of divine wisdom, embracing the gifts of death without dying. In this surrender, let go. Yield to the pattern of perfection, freed from the bondage of control's illusion. In this surrender, I am the acolyte of the underworld who gives voice to the gifts of your unexpected aspects, unexpressed aspects. In this surrender, like moss, I am the life, transformation, and insight that grows out of death. In this surrender, through death and transformation, receive my most precious gift, the revelation and flowering of the true garden of self. And that is what twin flame abundance is. That's where twin flames live. It is not difficult. This is just how it works. This is where it will all manifest when you've done the transformation that death prescribes to you. And once you're dead to your illusions, you live in the realm of eternity. And in that, your mind has changed, but you still live here. And you can actually, contradictorily, take care of your life and your body and your house and your future, even, and your mission and your money, all the better, contradictorily. But I feel it is my experience that only that's where it begins. That's where it begins. That's where it all starts. Once I let go of so many illusions, and I was pumped full of illusions by a narcissistic upbringing that creates a wrong outlook on what relating and connecting even is, that turns everything that is already ego even more around and creates many illusions in your life. But it also was a blessing, because through this narcissistic abuse and the results of it, and through processing it, I was able to recognize that it is just an exaggeration of the ego that you need to let go anyway already. And it becomes very clear what you're actually letting go of. It becomes very clear what you're actually dying of. So it was also a blessing, because it brought immense clarity to me about so many topics in daily life, in which it translates what it means to be a woman, what it means to be an adult, what it means to be married, what it means to be a parent, what it means to be a child, what it means to take care of your inner child, what it means to take care of your body, what health means, what true health means, what having a relaxed nervous system means, what that does to everything that you do, how to maintain that. I mean, the wisdom that comes from it is just, I can't summarize that. It's just an endless stream of becoming wise about very normal things, that you otherwise wouldn't be enlightened about. You would just live in this unconscious mud of, yeah, I guess that's how I need to do it, because that's how I was programmed, which is not really wisdom. It's just the reptilian brain going on your illusions and your programming and your ego. Do you guys have questions? Twin flame abundance is here for you to take. It is here for you, and it is here to stay. Twin flame abundance is the combination of what you already truly are, living on the ascended plane and feeling these true heart's feelings that are eternally connected to the divine. And from there on out, contradictorily, even though we've just talked about so much about that you're now sort of dead to what you were before, but that actually means that only now you've been born, and you can start to build there on a life that will stay, on a new family, on a mission, on sharing, on connecting, on reaching out, on building a business that supports that action of you. That's now only starting. That hasn't died. It's just been born. It was born out of that dying. Now you've let go of everything that you're not. And it's a surprise what you're going to be there. It's going to be a surprise what that is. Yeah. It can be hard to understand that you don't know yet who you are. In this regard, in this light. But it's also freeing because now something real is happening that you can't fill in, that you can't control. I was talk about the shadow side of that last card, right? Control. Shadow side of death. You can't control it because you are it. How about that? So, we're going to do some things. All right. And if you have a situation that is dying for you, I would be curious, write it down. Yeah, share about it. These are some more cards. And this is the Abundance, the Divine Abundance deck from Tosha Silver. Well, when we talk about twin flame abundance, that seems relevant, right? Right. Freedom. With a blackbird. I no longer want this fiery ring of resentment to block the good. Release me from its bonds. Detachment. With again a blackbird. With detachment, you finally feel whole inside, with or without the fulfillment of a particular desire. Ironically, that's often when it's fulfilled. Haven't we just talked about this whole thing? You become fulfilled in your deepest desires, your true heart's desires, when you let go and die of your illusions. Liberation with the beautiful dragonfly that is very meaningful to me. It's a twin flame sign to me personally. The doubts and fears that still come up, but you don't believe anymore that they are you. Things don't necessarily go away out of the world, but you don't believe it anymore. You don't believe anymore weird things about twin flames. Intuition with a heart and an eye in the heart. And didn't we relax the eyes and connect them to the heart? Each person's road to the inner Lord is extraordinary and personal. How liberating to listen inside and sense moment to moment what's needed, which is exactly what you're going to do in that new heart space. Beautiful. So, I was thinking that because we were also going to play with the energy system, but it's going to take perhaps too long. But I feel like maybe we've started. Okay. So when we've started, maybe I'm going to get uh oracle cards for the energy fields. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's do that. I'm inspired. So this is the symbol for the first energy field, which is below your feet in the earth. And it's the bowl of life. It is where everything, every water or every content can flow inside of and is like cherished there or can do whatever it needs to do. So I think we're going to get oracle cards for these fields of energy points, and you can also feel them inside of yourself because these refer to energy points that are general and universal and even from the earth itself, but they're also from a person, and that's you. So that would be you underneath your feet, right? Your place on the earth, energetically and physically. That's like the energy point location for you personally right now. And I'm going to intuitively, together with Divine Mother, get an oracle card for it. And the first oracle card comes from the Native American card deck. So you might just get an impression from that, what is going on for you in that energy field and what you would like to change in that energy field for you right now. Oh, I saw one. Okay. Card 30 for the first energy field under your feet. It's like a Native American clan member on a rock. I think he's making smoke signs. And I am going to look in the booklet for that. Smoke signs. Standing on a rock. Well, that sounds like my name because Petra, my name means rock. Smoke, purification, smudging ceremonies are ways to release the medicine in certain herbs to obtain specific effects. Sage, sweetgrass, and cedar are often used for cleansing, healing, and shifting energies from negative to positive. Tobacco is used as an offering and honoring. Yeah, I once went to a Native American tobacco ceremony. Because the herbs come from the earth and smoke rises up, this ritual is a way to connect earth and heaven, ourselves and spirit, which is exactly what you're doing when you're connecting to that energetic space below your feet, which you can do now. It is meant to give you a place on the earth so that you can connect to heaven. And this is the purification that will happen for you to make that all stack up and all the energy fields stack up at the end of the day. The use of fire to release an herb's medicine is also symbolic of the idea of trial by fire, a way of eliminating the useless and releasing the useful, which is about death as well, that we just extensively talked about. Before moving on, make sure your own motives are pure and your actions tempered with beneficial energy. Purification, transformation, overcoming negative behaviors, seeking direction out with the old and in with the new. Great, beautiful. Let's die to our ego and connect to heaven in the place where we stand in energy on the earth. Okay. And the next energy field we're going to look at is energy field number 2, and that's around your legs and the lowest point of your upper body, which is your perineum. So this is your personal foundation. And here starts your perception through your eyes, and that's why this is a symbol that symbolizes the eyes. This is where your perception starts, because this is your personal foundation of your body. For this, we're going to have a card from the Egyptian deck. We had Egyptian magic before in another card. This is the Isis deck. It's a Dutch deck, so I always need to translate that because I'm Dutch. Well. There we go. Moon eye. So this is the moon eye. This is such an eye, the Egyptian eye, moon eye. Mystery school of the left eye of Horus, the female path. Which is exactly like the mystery school that I stand for. You're connected with it now. Do research to the fear or emotion that holds you back in your growth. A fear, a feeling, or dream will become clear to you now. Exercise proposed. Listen to the voice of your unconscious and train your intuition. Well, I think this is like the basic motivation of your perception in life, and research that. Which is also the basic fear and emotion, which is in the reptilian brain. So cleansing that will be your personal foundation in your body. So I think this is just very much telling you that this is real, that this is the purification. This is what it is about. And the next energy point is 8. And this is the symbol of it. It's a flame. And energy point 8 is around your forehead, towards the top of your head. And it's a place of ideas and visions and such. And this flame means the intermingling of the ideas of God coming in from above and your own ideas and co-creating with them, and the burning of that light vision. Well, a flame is light, of course. And we're going to look at this card deck for that, to get a grasp on what we can look at inside that area of our energy body today, to get our attention on. Oh, but it says yes. So maybe we're just very much acknowledged in what we're doing, in that we're opening up our visionary space for a new vision of twin flame abundance. Yes. And this angel with a dove is really just showing itself that this is the yes. This is what you're gonna do. This is what it is. That's funny. So this must also resonate with you. You know, that's why we do this. This is like a collective healing, right? Rosie says hi. Hi, Rosie. Good that you're here. Oh, you know what? It looks like I can also press heart emoticons on my own live. How about that? I just did that. Did you see them fly? I'm not sure. Oh my god. So the next energy place that we're going to research and cleanse is the belly, number 4. And this symbol means the water of the belly and the eternal movement of that in a subtle way. It's the belly is on the front. It's really a place of connecting, even being social, but also in a very gentle, silent movement, eternal movement. And we're going to look into the life purpose oracle card deck for that, is what I feel. So we're going to do that. Did you hear my phone? It just gave that sound. Do you know what that means? That means that it's bedtime for Petra. Bedtime! I just pressed my phone. I thought, by the way, that I put my phone off, but it made the sound. It's bedtime for me. I live in the Netherlands, in Europe. I'm not sure where you are. Put it in the description. Put it in the chat as a comment. Where you are on the world. Okay, the belly. And now, thank you, Divine Mother, for this card. To know what's going on there and what we're going to look into and what we're going to cleanse. The translation of this card is environmentalist. You are an earth angel born to protect and take care of and learn about and educate about the nature and the animals. I feel that it means that you are a protector actually of your belly area. You are the protector of it. You are not maybe the protect like the carer of it. You need to take care of your inner waters, of your feelings and how they move around inside of you and how you can nurture that yourself so that when you feel full in your belly and rounded out and yeah, safe in your own belly, that's where you can share with other people and be social on your own volition, in freedom, in safe places, with your boundaries intact. So you are the carer of that environment. And you have to take care of your own environment in that. And when there's something out of equilibrium in your belly, care for it like a mother. Take care of the sick child. Nurture it back to health. And Julia is in Washington. Well, on the one side of the US or on the other side of the US. But that will mean that you're at least 6 hours earlier than I am. So it would mean that you are at least a quarter of like 15 minutes to 4, 3:30 in the afternoon or earlier, you see. And for me, it's 6 hours later. It's in the evening. Always interesting. We're now going to the next place and we're going through the order of the energy points, not in what you would think, but in another order. So now we're going to number 9, and this is the energy point above your head and on the top of your skull. And that means that we're going through all these points, and the order of them is not an accident. This is absolutely the Whole point of this exercise that we're doing together now in collaboration, the point is that I'm doing this in the order of the source magic code. And that's the whole point. So we're now going to look at your energy above your head and at the top of your head, and that's a very spiritual place of divine wisdom where you can receive that. And this is some sort of a sword that you might envision comes from the divine through you, inside of you, inside your energy space and your nervous system. It's very closely related to that too. Just along the spine, it just comes down and keeps you together, so called, right? So let's see what kind of energy is inside of energy space number 9, energy point 9 above the head. But for Julia, it is 12:48. Right, almost 1 in the afternoon. Yeah. Yeah, so then you are actually in Washington at the west side of the US. Yeah. It's so interesting, And I learned to work with all these time zones, but yeah, it's still always interesting. This is the Mary Magdalene Oracle deck, and I had to get it out of my closet because I felt that we needed to have this one for this. So the space above our head, and let's see. Thank you, Divine Mother. And it's called co-creation or collaboration. It's Dutch in Dutch again. So that would mean that the correct way of energy flow in that area for you would mean that you would need to co-create with the divine there. So consciously allow for a communication to go back and forth between the wisdom that comes in above your head and how it can enter your personal space from above inside your head and the rest of what you are. Allow that to happen. You can choose in your heart to allow that. It's just a choice. Just choose, I open. I open myself there. And make it real for yourself that is so. And the next energy point place we're going to look in is point number 3. And that is sort of a half moon to one side. And this energy point is at the back around the tailbone, the lower back around the tailbone and the hip area from the back, approached from the back. And it stands for the divine feminine kind of a place of not literally divine feminine as in my personal soul gender, but as in the energetic, symbolic representation of things in your energy body, the place where that anchors in, the forces symbolically connected to the divine feminine. And it is about feeling at home, sexuality, making come true, manifesting who you truly are. So in this place, we're going to have also a card from the Mary Magdalene Oracle deck, is what I feel. So please, Divine Mother, give us the right thing. And it is the prophet. The prophet. So that would be a very foretelling energy. The prophet. Let's see what the booklet says for a moment. The prophet. Well, we're always foretold that we're going to live as twin flames in heaven on earth, right? I was one of the people that was actually prophetizing this. And it is true that we live in a moment in which we can make that heart's desire come true on the earth, which is on the area of energetic space number 3, which is on the earth, in your personal home, in your personal true self, manifested. And we can do that now. It is true that this is a time in history in which we can do that, whereas before that was less available. These things are true, which doesn't mean that you don't need to do anything, because to do that, you do the twin flame inner work. And you can do that with the key tool that I teach mostly and most practically for you in the Facebook group Your Abundance, and you would be very welcome. And the link to that is in the description box below. That is the tool that will bring you to twin flame union. So even though it is true on one level of speaking that this is a time in which that's more available, and that's unique, it stands out for now. At the same time, it is still true that you need to do the inner work to reach it yourself. It's not going to happen just all on its own by itself, just because the moon is out and the sun just went under or something. You do your inner work, and that's what will bring you your success in harmonious twin flame union. So you actually can do something, which is also good news, because it means that you are empowered to do something. You're not a victim of the moon and the sun. The prophet. Everything develops itself at a perfect time, and everything you need to know will be available at the right moment. Have patience and trust, because at this moment there are forces in your life of the angels that will help you. Feel the presence of Divine Mother inside of you. That's just what it says. This is who I work with. In the booklet, it says that. Ask her to make your mind empty so that you can listen to her guidelines with your heart. Divine Mother speaks through the feelings that are inside of your heart. Feel how they play the strings of your heart while she bathes you in her healing light. Well, haven't we just done that in the meditation? And when you've missed the meditation, this live video will stay up as a recording if all works well, and then you can just listen to it again and do the meditation. It was a beautiful one. You can just follow along. It's a guided meditation. You will soon get inspiration in a moment in which you expect it the least, that will lead you to a very positive result. Be prepared for a surprise. Well, that's exactly what Queen Unach told us before in the beginning of our life, that there will be a solution for you, because you were in this video, I guess, and you've connected in a different way to yourself. There will come a solution that will become clear to you as a result of this healing that we're now going through. So this all belonged to the divine feminine as a symbol in your energy field, in your hip area, from the back around your tailbone, where you feel at home, and sexuality and manifestation. We're going to let things be cleared by this message. It's funny, it's showing me, says Julia, on my end that your live started 23 hours ago. Well, that sounds funny. We're learning new stuff about YouTube lives every minute here. But that would be because I prepared this live 23 hours ago. I made it start up like there was like this upcoming. It says upcoming, the upcoming announcement with the picture. And it said then inside of it that it would start today at 8 p.m. Amsterdam time zone, which is my time zone, and I think it automatically translates to yours. So that would mean because I prepared this 23 hours ago. How about that? Hey, let's go to the next one, and that is energy point number 7, and that is in your brain. We're going to go to, this is the other side, is a moon directing at the other side. We're going in your brain from the back side, inside the skull. We talked about the reptilian brain, but we're now going there, in around there, and also the brain stem, and then also a little deeper until in the hollow mid brain, the mid section inside of your brain, not the midbrain, or that is around the midbrain. That's what they call the midbrain, perhaps. Yeah, where there's a lot of connection to seeing divine vision and stuff. And we're going to get a card for that to heal that area. And inside of you, we're going to do that with the Isis cards, the Egyptian cards. So, Divine Mother, can we please get a card to clear up? I see one. This area, Bennu. The bird of life, death, and rebirth. Trust that what burns off is, in fact, a new foundation for you. The Bennu bird is exactly about the message of death that we've been talking about. When you go through your spiritual death before you physically die, you reach the place where you actually want to go, where you let go of everything that you're not, and where your true inner vision will come alive and will touch your nervous system. And contradictorily, when you're there, that is when what you've always longed for deep in your heart will start to flow to you in your life. When you let go, everything that you want will come in. On the deeper level, not on the popularized law of attraction ego stuff level. We're talking about on the genuine level. So that's what twin flame abundance is. It means that when you go through that death and make that genuine, you're not controlling anything, yet everything that you've always wanted starts to come in outside of your doing, active doing, ego doing. So that's the trick to go to twin flame abundance. If you needed one, there it is. And this is what is going to clear out the Bennu bird as a symbol for this death inside of your divine masculine, inside of your midbrain area, where divine wisdom flows in, divine guidance come in. You will be in an intense process of purification and recreation, with a capital C, creation, like creation of God. Visualization idea. Your purified soul will rise up as a phoenix from the flames. Well, that's, I guess, where this saying comes from. The Bennu bird, phoenix from the flames? I think so. So now we're going to go. I mean, you can follow along. I hope you're doing that, feeling this area out that I'm talking about. That's what it's about. And letting the information in that we talk about. Next energy point is energy point 5A, and we're going to take them together. 5A and 5B. which are the front and back side of your heart. So now we're going to look at the heart space in your chest. And there's also the upper back, and that is actually the divine side of your heart. And this is the personal side of the heart. This is the universal side of the heart where you're fed by God. This is the personal side of the heart where you're in personal love relationships. And we're going to look into the card deck to clear this of Divine Mother. Well, this is a Mother Mary deck from Alana Fairchild with beautiful Mary paintings. Please, Divine Mother, give us the right Divine Mother card, Mother Mary card. No, this one. Our Lady of Nourishment. Number 34. Oh, this baby is nourishing. In the heart. Space on the breast. That's the heart space, right? So, yeah. I think we need a lot of nourishment in the heart. You could see it as the mother is the backside of your heart space, and the child is the front side of your heart space. And it's both you, when you're going to care for yourself, you're going to nurture yourself. Do you hunger, my child, for love, for security, for knowing that all will be well? Do you hunger for food, for possessions, for relationships, for opportunities to be free in the world and make your mark? Do you hunger, my child, for feelings of tenderness, appreciation, and acknowledgement? Let me fulfill that hunger now through the divine presence and the bounty that it brings. Let me fulfill that hunger that you may know fullness, not only fed by the spiritual worlds, but nourished through the light in your precious life, in this physical world through which you are approaching your spiritual enlightenment. In the physical world, hunger can be painful. It can be very real physical suffering of impoverished bodies. Hunger can also exist as a subtle but just as real and, at another level, just as painful spiritual poverty that threatens the continuing existence of the human soul. The human soul is most precious. It is what allows for wild animals and sublime spirit to unite, for flesh to become sacred and for spirit to become tangible, that it may live in a world as love. It is so extraordinary that any explanations of it in words are limited at best. To put it mildly, the human soul is worth fighting for. It is the part of us that feels, that has compassion, creativity, and connection to the living reality of the body and the natural world. It knows just when something is genuinely true and therefore coming from love, or false and therefore not coming from love. It isn't interested in wrong and right, in judgment and one belief system over the other. The human soul wants to thrive. The only world it knows to be true is love. Without a human soul, this whole divine experiment of Earth's school cannot come to its fruition of a radiant world of illuminated beings contributing tremendous waves of love to our universe. We have so much power available to us as a species. You only have to feel the energy at a football match to understand that group power is considerable. However, if the soul is not present, that power is unable to be directed into constructive channels to improve our world. Imagine all the potent emotional intensity that is poured into a championship sports event being instead sent with intention that a political issue be resolved, for example, or an environmental issue be supported financially. One person has tremendous power to create difference in the world. Imagine how much power and energy could be generated for the greater good by a group of conscious people with great passion. Working together with conscious intent would make human beings very potent spiritual change agents, and the world would be transformed quickly. And of course, there is the human soul that you have, beloved. Apart from the power of contributing through a group, you have a very important role as an individual being. You, my beloved, understand something of the spiritual truths that are still hidden from the masses, who are fearful and cannot understand as yet. You are one of the children of the Divine Mother, one of those who walks the path of the living Christ, to assist with raising consciousness on this planet and bringing the spirit into the body so that the human soul can be born. No matter what hungers you may have for status or wealth or pleasure or contentment or service or passion or freedom or more, at the core of any hunger is the hunger for soul. It might be masquerading at times as a hunger for power, relationship, money, or chocolate. Yet underneath all of that, there lies the hunger for life. And life is the only directly experienced through the human soul. The mind alone cannot do it. There is no feeling function there. The body alone cannot do it. There is no self awareness there. It is the mind and body together through the soul which creates the capacity to experience and be transformed and nourished through that experience. Without this, it is like being at the most amazing buffet, so very hungry that you are ravenous, but having no mouth with which to eat. Surely one definition of hell. Our Lady of Nourishment comes to you with this message: your hungers will be met. Allow her to show you what you are truly hungering for. Yes, there may be moments of desire for a car or a pair of shoes, but if you allow her, she will lead you far deeper into what you are truly hungering for, so that your hunger can actually be fed. After all, if you are hungry for light, darkness will never sate your hunger, no matter how much of it you try to consume. She asks that you turn to her with your desires and ask her for her help. She will not judge you or condemn you. She will help you. Sometimes she may show you that what you think you want is actually not what you need or want in truth. She will do so with mercy if you ask her to. The healing process for this oracle will help you. Finally, if you are not sure how this relates to you, then know this. Within you, even if it is not conscious as of yet, there is a great hunger and yearning that is soon to emerge. This is an expression of a spiritual call of your own soul to life, a desire to live somewhat fuller, more fearlessly, and with greater understanding than before. It might manifest in a practical sense as a desire to travel or to communicate with people who are open minded and willing to listen to you and who want to speak about all sorts of topics. It might manifest as a desire to break out of the mold of your life and bust through stereotypes. Pray to Divine Mother to help you feed your hunger in the most conscious, constructive, and healing way possible. She wants to help you, and only she can truly feed the world. healing process and affirmation goes like this. You are in a softly lit room right now with a baby being fed by its mother. Feel the peace and quiet in the room, the contentment. The mother softly coos to the baby, perhaps singing a gentle lullaby. The child is in simple bliss, fed and happy and comfortable. Be with the feeling of this. It may be lovely or it may be confronting if this was not a reality for you. You may find it foreign and strange or easy to imagine. Whatever you feel is fine, just notice it. Say the following prayer. I call upon Mother Mary, Our Lady of Nourishment, who loves me unconditionally. You, who know my deepest hungers and desires, please help me be truly nourished. Mother, I ask for your support. I ask for your intervention. And I ask for your assistance, that my soul may be fed, that it may thrive, bringing passion, light, and presence to the world, igniting the souls of others too. May your will be done. Place your hands on your heart and imagine the love of the Divine Mother gently flowing. Like mother's milk, in through your hands and pouring into your heart. Stay here for as long as it feels good, nourishing, or appropriate for you. You may also want to close your eyes and relax for several moments like this. When you are ready, simply say this affirmation to close your healing practice. Our Lady of Nourishment, true, feeds my soul with all that is real. I grow strong in my light and in my presence, becoming a lover and a holy child of this world. And the last energy field that we have left is 6. And it has the triangle with the circle inside of it. And it stands for the throat and the face, more approached from the front, where you communicate. So your entire communication field can be healed through this. Okay. And we're going to get a crystal card for healing our communication. From Judy Hall's Crystal Healing Oracle of Wisdom. Something like that. Oh, that one moves. Herkimer Diamond. Crystal 46. And you can Google Herkimer Diamond and get and download a picture, print it, and put it in your pocket. And that's a very cheap way to work with the power of crystals. I just wanted you to immediately know that. No need to spend money. So, if you have such a deck, you can put this in your pocket. And this is actually the very thing that will already heal you, just like the crystal itself would. Instant energy. Herkimer diamonds are like energy transmissions or energy awakeners that transmit information from the past and give it free. And they form like that shields against geopathic stress and electrosmog. This crystal brings you further than the physical levels. And you get into the levels of harmony in the energetic bodies of the soul. I'm translating what stands here, so that's why it sounds a little choppy. I feel that it has to do with not being a victim, but turning that around and becoming an emitter of source energy yourself, so that you always have what you need and then can share it, which was beautifully prequeled by the nurturing of the heart from the heart space we had before. Frequency extreme high, all chakras, seeing the light. Okay, let's see the light. So that was the last energy point place. Now we have this stack of cards with all the energy points, and they all have a oracle card on it now with the meaning attached to it that it has to heal it. I will keep this stash and burn a candle with it for our healing that we worked on together, at least until tomorrow. I will keep it here. I will make a beautiful place with it so that it's our sacred healing that we did together in this live video. I hope you liked that. Yeah. Let's see. Uh, Reactions. Julia, I was thrown in a rapid awakening when my Kundalini activated. It took some time to understand why I would choose this path. It's nice to find others like yourself with your own unique journey. Yeah. Yeah, the Kundalini energy is really this innate energy that can be awakened inside of your body that is actually very much a phenomenon that is like what we said in our meditation that it is. I talked about this permeating energy or mist throughout everything that we are. And when you would sort of imagine that field that we felt through in the meditation and sort of condense that and roll that up and then put that at the lowest end of your spine around that place in your energy field, that's what the kundalini is. So it's when it starts to activate, it starts to unroll. When it starts to unroll, it starts to spread this mist of the divine presence. And you become very directly in connection when that happens. But it doesn't really matter from what angle you approach that. We've actually made a connection. If you could make a true connection with that area that I was actually guiding you to make a true connection with in the meditation, then you can make a connection with that, with that energy. And that is already what that would represent, but then they're more like condensed and rolled up in the body, and it can roll off. And when that all happens fast, people might be very shocked about that, but actually all these changes are just gradual changes also that would happen on a more gradual spiritual journey that is genuinely lived through with all that you are, including your energy body. It is the same as connecting with that level of life in a more meditational atmosphere as we did earlier in this live video. And that's what it refers to. And when you can integrate that genuinely, then that is already the integrated, what they call the Kundalini energy. It is just something that is a more energetic physical representation of what that potential is in the universe, in your beingness. Yeah. And some people that comes in that perspective or that place very much heavily out, and for other people it has another kind of entrance and becomes integrated truly in another kind of sense. But all these approaches to what the spiritual life is actually means what the approaches are to what normal life is, but then opened up on all dimensions, which is actually how life is meant to live, how your development is meant to unfold so that you become aware of all of that. And through that, what you're meant to do is come to anchor yourself in truth. And through that development, be very grounded and common sense and sobered up, almost contradictorily. And start to live there and see that from that death that represents comes a standing up in another way that is unexpected, that starts to almost act on its own. You do nothing anymore, but it starts to act on its own. And it starts to bring in your good, your true twin flame, your new life, your soul money, your mission, energy, exuding from the heart and spreading that to other people that will return to you because these people are grateful and they won't want to give you money back because they want to give you energy back. And what is the symbol for energy giving back that we use in our human society in the Western world, or actually everywhere? Money. When it is connected like that, it is totally sacred. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a very handy tool that you can use to support yourself. So, this is what I call twin flame abundance, all of it together. But for a reason, I made that whole journey in my story again towards soul money and thus simply money, because people are afraid of that. And this is specifically at this moment a topic. I want to invite you to come to my Energy is Money game. It's a 5-day social media challenge. And upcoming Monday, that's real soon, we start with our 5 days about doing exercises to get to know yourself better in the realm of energy is money. And after 5 days, you have really another idea of what that can mean to you. And there will be some bonuses, there will be webinars, and there will be coming together in the Facebook group for the participants of this social media challenge. There will be Facebook Live videos in that Facebook group for you as well. So much to enjoy if you want to partake. Please, right now, go to the link that I left in the comments. No, not the comments. In the description right below this video, and you leave your name and your email address there, and then you can just partake. And I give it for free to you. It's a gift from my heart to yours. So if that interests you, then please hit the link and leave your name and email address. And I'm so curious what you will experience in this Energy is Money 5-day social media game. Yeah, I'm very curious. So I just wanted to say that again. That's my invitation for you. We can just meet. I mean, that's the start of it, right? Wouldn't that be great? I know we're already meeting right now, but even in more ways and in other ways. So, twin flame abundance is like the spiritual level where I see that play out, as far as I'm concerned. And twin flame abundance is like the new way of thinking about things, as far as I'm concerned, that I wanted to introduce right now as well. Because I have made a lot of videos the last months about a very much, let's say, classic twin flame questions, and also about mission, and then a little bit about money too. And I just wanted to tie that all together and actually start to introduce and say my actual topic that I pass on, I call twin flame abundance. And that's the entirety of what I pass on. It is about the love that you may have felt in this video. And it is just about sharing that together and making new connections inside that with each other and building, yeah, actually, it's this whole new world, you know? You and me together. That's what we're doing here. And twin flames are the beginning of that. They're the entrance of that. Harmonious union is a foundational element of that new world. And you can simply live there, and I invite you to do so. I would like that. I think it would be a lot of fun if we're with more and more people there. Yeah, it would just be a lot of fun. So please start to move in that direction. Be in the relationship. Take the opportunities. Start studying. And we can just make it come true. Yeah, that would be nice. I am going to thank you all very much for being with me in this time. We're going to close it off here. To learn to do how to do twin flame inner work that truly works yourself, you come to our general Facebook group called Your Abundance. The link is in the description below. And to participate in the Energy is Money 5-day social media challenge, it starts on Monday. You can leave your name and email address in the link that is below as well. Thank you so much again. Much love from Petra.